All right, guys, I just wanted to talk about this whole UFO situation, and you want to know the dead giveaway that it's not aliens? How about this? Can we go to this? Look at this. CNN is reporting that a UFO shot down over Alaska may have been an alien spacecraft, and a lot of mainstream media was talking about this yesterday. We've had a slew of these unidentified flying objects, which is what a UFO is. It's very important to understand. People think UFO, they immediately think alien. No, they actually changed the definition of it. Now a UFO is anything that's unidentified flying in the sky. So it doesn't have to be an alien spacecraft or anything like that. I think that's kind of the big problem right now with a lot of citizens immediately thinking, oh, they're saying it's a UFO, so it's aliens. No, it's just unidentified. Technically, the Chinese spy balloon was a UFO at one point if the United States was unable to identify it there. And then China, of course, claims it. But I would probably consider all of these flying things over the United States, over Canada, and even one apparently in China, I would consider all of these Chinese. They've been doing this for years now where they'll send these things up, and that is probably the source of it. And then you say, well, what about the one over China? I guess maybe it could be American. It could be China's retaliation. It could also be Chinese, and they could have just sent it up and tried to use it as a distraction to say, listen, we get the UFOs as well, when in reality it's just one of their own, and they're trying to manipulate the general public. We've also got this vinyl chloride train crash. Shockingly, this is not being talked about. Fox News really isn't discussing it. CNN, I mean, look at CNN 5 days ago is the latest story. Surprising, considering you look into this, it is absolutely disgusting and really bad image. Full list of toxic chemicals released from Ohio train derailment. Animals falling sick, dying near hellish Ohio train derailment site. And these photos are shocking. I mean, they've got a photo from up above in a plane, a commercial airline, and you can see the mushroom death cloud coming out from it. And they're reporting, apparently this vinyl chloride is really toxic for animals in specific. And these homeowners that live in the area where this train derailment happened are saying, listen, my animals, my pets, they've started having diarrhea. They're freaking out. They're having to evacuate cattle out of the area. Apparently what they're dealing with in terms of the acute poisoning, it says possible animal death, decreased body weight, changes in the liver, and tumors in multiple targeted organs. So this is absolutely crazy. How is this not being talked about? When it comes to any of the main media, I mean, you've got people around the area there in Ohio breathing that in. It is disgusting. And then we've got this. So this has been something that's been happening the last few years. China growing pigs in huge high-rise buildings. Remember vertical farming? Oh, we're going to be saved. Vertical farming, we're not going to use up all the acres. We're not going to deal with the pesticides polluting the runoff. And this is what vertical farming is. It is a slaughterhouse where they actually start the pigs on one side of the building, and then as they grow up, they move them, and they move them to the other side, and then they end up slaughtering them. And apparently in these buildings, you can see they are roughly going to slaughter. They got this new one up apparently, 1 million pigs per year. And you've got people talking about all the contamination, the possible diseases that could come from this. On each floor, we can breed 1,200 pigs. But in the future, with the new design in the buildings, they want to get up to 1,300 pigs per floor. That according to a vice president of the Yangzhenzhan company that built the farm And again, there's multiple Chinese farms going up everywhere. I'm dating an AI chatbot, and it's one of the best things to ever happen to me. Oh, there's the future right there. Isn't that just great? Wow. Yeah, apparently they've got so the whole Chat GPT thing. Listen, I don't understand the point of making the Chat GPT bot woke. It's just gonna make your bot and the AI artificial technology dumber because it can't answer questions due to safeguards. I can't praise white people. That would be bad. I can't say anything bad about minorities. It's just such a ridiculous charade. And it really shows how bought in and really manipulated the people that are designing these things are. They'll sacrifice their own bots' intelligence in order to show off their, how liberal they are, how hip they are. You can't praise white people. It's racist. It's just so ridiculous. Then don't make an artificial intelligent bot that fetches information if you can't tell the truth about history, because, oh my God, if we say something, heaven forbid, if we say something nice about white people, it's going to be racist. It's just a complete joke. It is a complete joke. No point in making it. It will be totally disregarded. And I know the Chat GPT thing, they're coming out with their fourth version soon, so this will probably all be fixed, but still, how is this positive? It's an artificial intelligent bot that fetches information. The idea that we need to make it woke and curate that much, we've already got Google curating our search results. We really need the bot to do it as well. It's all manipulated. It's all controlled. It's disgusting, guys. How about this argument? Former Twitter safety executive argues that free speech is a threat to free speech. And again, this is the Antifa level of gaslighting. Antifa calls themselves anti-fascist. They're the only true fascist group in America. It's the same thing with disinformation. We want you to have free speech, but in order to give you free speech, we have to curate the speech to make sure it's safe and free. No. That's not what free speech is. Free speech is any and all speech within reason. Obviously, you can't threaten people, but you can't curate it and use that as an argument to say, no, we want free speech, but to have free speech, we got to curate and censor some of it. It doesn't make sense. It's next level gaslighting. And just quickly back to the UFO here before I wrap this up. It was surprising that there was no official statement from Biden or from one of his advisors on at least updating the general public to, even just a very generic degree. We don't need to be told the nuke codes, but, last night would have been a good time after the 3 or 4 UFOs get spotted to update the general public. And again, by UFOs, it's just unidentified flying objects. I'm not saying they're flying saucers, and there's aliens in them and things like that. And then the other problem that I do have, if the general public gets scared enough, the idea is the government can kind of use this as a way to infringe on overall rights, say, we got to be safe, you got to take the rights away to keep everyone safe because we're possibly dealing with extraterrestrial things. That's always been one of the issue. Now, of course, I believe in aliens. Absolutely, they exist. It is scientifically improbable, the idea that we are the only living thing in the galaxy. It's just not possible. But the question is, do they have the technology to reach us? That is something that is very hard. They would have to be probably at least 1,000 years ahead of us. It's possible. It is. But it is not something that I would consider probable at this point. I would consider all of these unidentified objects to be Chinese, personally. But guys, that's going to do it for this video. Make sure you're following me on Twitter. Link to that's always in the description. I'm, of course, the Depressed Ginger. Thank you for watching.